It's the final day of what's been one of the most intense, unpredictable election campaigns in US history. In just 24 hours, voters will cast their ballots and the nation will find out who will become the 47th president of the United States. But this election, it's like no other. Donald Trump, still standing strong despite 2 serious assassination attempts, has been pushing harder than ever. He's not backing down, and his supporters are louder than ever, especially with recent high-profile endorsements from some of the most influential figures on the planet. Just hours ago, Joe Rogan, yes, the world's biggest podcaster, officially threw his weight behind Trump. This is massive. Rogan has never endorsed a candidate before, but Trump's campaign is getting even more firepower. Alongside him, Elon Musk, a man whose words can move markets, has also pledged his support, and Musk didn't hold back. He warned that if Trump loses, it could mark the end of America as we know it. On the other side, Kamala Harris's campaign has been struggling to find its footing. Her strategy, largely avoiding tough questions, hiding from the press, and banking on celebrity endorsements, while Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey stand with her. It's clear her focus has been on pandering to the celebrity crowd rather than engaging with the core issues that matter most to voters. And with key battleground states like Pennsylvania still up for grabs, she's trying to shift her narrative to optimism. But is it too little, too late? As tensions rise and both sides make their final pushes, this election promises to be one for the history books. The stakes couldn't be higher. Will Trump's bold promises and powerful endorsements carry him to victory? Or will Harris, despite her challenges, manage to pull off an upset? Tomorrow, we'll find out. As we head into the final stretch, one thing is clear. Donald Trump is running a campaign that refuses to be silenced. He's faced unimaginable adversity, 2 serious assassination attempts on his life, but the man is a fighter, and he's shown no signs of slowing down. In fact, Trump is gaining momentum at a critical moment in the race, and it's not just his supporters that are pushing him forward. The endorsements rolling in for Trump are nothing short of seismic. The latest and arguably the most significant is from Joe Rogan, the world's most influential podcaster. Rogan's endorsement is a game changer. He's never publicly backed a presidential candidate before, making this a major political statement. For many, Rogan's influence reaches far beyond politics. His voice resonates with millions across all walks of life, especially younger, independent voters who are often disillusioned with traditional party politics. Rogan's support signals a shift in the cultural landscape, with many seeing Trump as the candidate who will protect individual freedoms, push back against political correctness, and bring radical change to Washington. And it doesn't stop there. Elon Musk, the tech mogul and founder of companies like Tesla and SpaceX, has also thrown his weight behind Trump, warning that a loss for the former president could signal the end of America as we know it. Musk's words have struck a chord with millions, especially those concerned about the country's economic future, technological innovation, and freedom of speech. Musk's endorsement of Trump isn't just about politics. It's about securing a future that aligns with his vision for America's global leadership. In addition to these powerful backers, Trump is doubling down on the issues that matter most to his base. He's promised to secure the southern border by reinstating strict immigration policies, vowing to take immediate action on day 1 if elected. Trump is also taking a firm stance on the transgender sports issue, one that has galvanized voters across the nation, particularly women, who are frustrated by what they see as unfair advantages for biological males in women's sports. These promises, paired with the support from figures like Rogan and Musk, are propelling Trump's campaign to new heights as the race enters its final hours. While Donald Trump is surging forward with powerful endorsements and bold promises, Kamala Harris's campaign has been, to put it mildly, underwhelming. From the start, Harris's strategy has been to avoid the tough questions, sidestep critical media scrutiny, and lean heavily on the support of A-list celebrities. But in these final hours of the campaign, that approach may not be enough to win over the voters who are looking for substance over style. Harris's campaign has been riddled with missteps, and her handling of key issues has left many wondering whether she's truly ready for the job. Take, for instance, her record on women's issues. In the final stretch, Megyn Kelly, a media personality who was once critical of Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden, is now publicly supporting him. Kelly is joining Trump on stage to discuss women's issues, particularly how Harris has mishandled them. Harris's failure to effectively address the border crisis and her complicity in the policies that led to the current immigration disaster have also become key points of criticism. Trump's stance on securing the southern border stands in stark contrast to Harris's open border policies, which have led to a growing humanitarian crisis at the US-Mexico border. While Trump is promising to reinstate border security measures and crack down on illegal illegal immigration from day one, Harris is attempting to shift the conversation to more optimistic terms, even as the border situation continues to spiral out of control. This has only fueled Trump's argument that the country needs a strong leader who will put America first, rather than pandering to international interests. When it comes to transgender issues in sports, Harris has remained largely silent, while Trump has made his stance crystal clear. He's spoken out against the idea of biological males competing in women's sports, a policy that resonates deeply with many women voters who feel that fairness and safety are being compromised in the name of inclusivity. Harris's reluctance to take a firm position on this issue has left her vulnerable to criticism from voters who feel she's avoiding the hard conversations. Despite this, Harris has rallied behind her celebrity endorsements, with figures like Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey offering their public support. While this has garnered attention in certain circles, it hasn't been enough to counterbalance the mounting criticism. As we move toward Election Day, it's clear that Harris is struggling to regain control of a campaign that many feel is lacking a clear, compelling vision for the future. As we approach Election Day, the race for the 47th presidency is tighter than ever, with so many contentious issues on the line: immigration, the economy, transgender rights, and the future of America itself. The stakes couldn't be higher. It's a battle of ideologies, personalities, and policies, and every vote will matter. Donald Trump may have the edge in terms of endorsements from powerful figures like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, but Kamala Harris is far from out of the race. In fact, she's pulling ahead in some key battleground states, including Iowa, which has surprised many political analysts. Trump's tough stance on tariffs, especially his vow to impose heavy tariffs on Mexico in response to illegal immigration, has raised concerns among farmers in swing states. Yet, Trump is unwavering in his commitment, stating that these tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and to secure the border. Will this tough economic stance ultimately sway voters in the Rust Belt, or will it alienate them, especially in areas reliant on agriculture? Harris, meanwhile, is focusing her efforts on Pennsylvania, another crucial swing state. She's attempting to shift her tone in the final hours of the campaign, pushing a message of optimism and hope. While her celebrity endorsements have helped her gain some traction, it's unclear whether they can make up for the lack of a concrete, unifying message on the issues that matter most to voters. In particular, her handling of the border crisis, as well as her stance on key social issues, has left many undecided. With so much at stake, there's also growing concern about the aftermath of election night. Will the results be clear, or will there be delays and disputes over mail-in ballots? Could we face another contested election with both sides refusing to accept the outcome? Tension is rising, and many are wondering what the fallout will be if the results are contested, or if the count takes longer than expected. The path to victory for both candidates is narrow, and both sides are pulling out all the stops to secure a win. The question is, who will come out on top in this political clash, and what kind of America will emerge from this deeply divided campaign? We may not know until the final votes are counted, but one thing is certain: this election will go down in history as one of the most dramatic and pivotal moments in US politics. Tomorrow, the ballots will be cast, and the fate of the nation will be decided. After months of chaos, controversy, and a campaign like no other, we're standing on the precipice of history. The next president of the United States could shape the course of this nation for generations to come. Will it be Donald Trump, whose bold promises on immigration, the economy, and national security have struck a chord with millions, particularly after receiving high-profile endorsements from figures like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk? Or will Kamala Harris, despite her struggles and the criticisms that have plagued her campaign, rise to the occasion and lead the country with a vision of hope and change, backed by the star power of Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey? As we wait for the final votes to be counted, there's no telling how this race will end. Will it be a clear victory, or will we face another round of uncertainty, legal battles, and contested results? The tension is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. One thing is certain: the outcome of this election will have lasting repercussions, not just for the next 4 years, but for the very future of America. Whether it's Trump's promise to restore order or Harris's call for unity, the decision now lies in the hands of the voters. So as we count down the hours until the polls close, remember that your voice matters. The election is in your hands. Stay tuned, stay informed, and brace yourselves for what promises to be one of the most pivotal moments in American political history. The world will be watching. Will you?